Hey guys, ActuatedSathman here with a deck profile that I promised you. This is my Synchro deck, my Assault Mode deck, and it basically revolves around summoning these three monsters: Colossal Fighter Assault Mode, Stardust Dragon Assault Mode, and Red Dragon Assault Mode. But mostly from Colossal Fighter, because this deck has a lot of warriors. And through Colossal's Assault Mode's effect, though, you're like with warriors in your graveyard, you will just destroy all of your opponent's monsters, pretty much. So I guess we get started with the non-tuner monsters. First up, two Karibos, because they're really good, like staples that should be in any deck, pretty much. And they're one card. They're 1-star monsters for the majestic versions of Stardust and Red Dragon. Next up are two Assault Mercenaries. Good substitute for Assault Beast. And when Assault Mode is in your graveyard, you can just return it to your deck using this card's effect and destroy one spell or trap card your opponent controls, which is a pretty darn good effect if you ask me. And it has a good attack too, 1800. Next up are the normal warrior. Warriors, Warrior Digrepher, E-Hero Sparkman, Burstinatrix, Zera, and Avion. These guys are just like there because they're warriors, and most of them have a pretty good attack. Next up is Cyber Dragon, which is a card that should be in like every deck pretty much, because it's a level 5 and you can just special summon it from your hand when you don't have any monsters, and since it's a special summon, you can follow up with a like any tuner basically, and just rule the field. Next up is a Quillboat Hedgehog, which is his good effect for a special summoning himself, to special summoning himself when there's a tuner on the field, which there are a lot in this deck. Then is ActuatedSathman, not for Sun Dragon and T, I'm sorry, but for his effect for turning to level 5 when there's a tuner on the field. So if I've got like Krebins or Junk Synchron or something, and ActuatedSathman at the same time, I can just Synchro summon for a high level Synchro. And then Chthonian Soldier, because he's a warrior and he's got a sweet effect for dealing damage to your opponent when he deals damage to you. Mystic Tomato, a good substitute for Sangan, since I don't have it, and it's not limited or banned or anything. Toon Magician is Gemini, but it becomes a warrior after 2 turns. Wildheart for his good effect, not being affected by trap cards. Then Summoner Monk, ditch 1 spell card, and then special summon 1 level 4 lower monster. Just special summon a level 4 tuner, and bam, you got Stardust Dragon or Red Dragon Russian or whatever. And Stardust Xiaolong, because of his effect of summoning himself when you Synchro summon Stardust, and then you can get Majestic Dragon and just like Synchro summon Majestic Star. And then for the tuners, I have 2 Krebins, which are like basic staples for any deck pretty much. Pay 800 and they get an attack. Junk Synchron, good effect of special summoning a level 3 or lower monster from your graveyard when when Junk Synchron is summoned. Flamvell Magician, level 4 tuner. Fulhelm Knight, good effect. Majestic Dragon to get Majestic Star and Majestic Red out. Toon Warrior, level 3 tuner, and he's got a pretty decent attack. Comrade Swordsman of Landstar, level 3 tuner, and he's got a good warrior support effect. Mist Valley Soldier, level 4 tuner, and good effect. And Torapart for his awesome warrior support. As for traps, 2 Assault Mode activates, basically needed for an Assault Mode deck. And then 2 tuner barriers to save your tuners out that are out and alone and unprotected. 2 Scrap Iron Scarecrows to stall your opponent when they attack. And then A Starlight Road. Basically, that like everyone these days has something that blows up your field. Starlight Road will protect your field, and then special summon Stardust Dragon, which is pretty good tech. Card. A Spirit Force negates battle damage and lets you add one warrior type monster from your deck to your hand, which is pretty good. Sakuretsu Armor, a basic staple, and Assault Counter. So if I have an Assault Mode monster out, I basically pretty much get to use Stardust Dragon Assault's effect. A Graceful Revival to get back any level 2 or lower monsters, and Assault Slash if for like a last ditch effort to destroy all monsters on your field, on D field. If your opponent manages to summon or draw you to a corner. Synchro Strike, good staple for any Synchro deck. Defense Draw, take no battle damage and you get to draw a card, basically a good basic staple. And Dust Tornado, everyone knows what that does. Like I said, the three Assault Mode monsters, Red Dragon Archfiend, when he attacks, it comes with a free nuke. Colossal Fighter, for every warrior in your graveyard, all of your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack, and you saw how many warriors are in my deck, so that's a lot of attack. And Stardust Dragon Assault Mode can negate pretty much any effect and get itself back, which is really good. And for spells, 2 Assault Teleports, in case I dead draw those Assault Mode monsters. 2 Synchro Blast Waves, because I think I have like 13 or 14 cards in my extra deck. A Magical Mallet for any dead draws that I may or may not get, basic staple. And A Forces for the immense amount of warriors in my deck. A Forces does is that for every warrior on your side of the field, all of your warriors gain 200 attack, which is pretty good. A Desynchro, if the situation changes and you want to synchro another monster instead. Instant Fusion for a level 5 or lower fusion monster. Pot of Benevolence, I couldn't get Pot of Avarice, which I'm looking for right now, so hint hint guys. Pot of Benevolence is a good substitute for Pot of Avarice. It lets you return 2 cards to your deck, and that's not just 2 monsters, it's pretty much 2 cards, any 2 cards from your graveyard to your deck. MST, everyone needs that. Different Dimension Capsule, everyone needs that. And Lightning Blade for the warriors in my deck. And in my extra deck, I have a Flame Swordsman for that instant fusion. And as for Synchros, I have X Saber Wayne, pretty good effect for summoning warriors from your hand. Flamvel Uiquizas, this should be like pretty much in any deck. He deals piercing, and whenever he deals damage, his attack goes up by 300, and he already starts out with 2100, so he can get to a lot in really quick. An Ancient Fairy Dragon, basic staple, level 7 Synchro, and it's got a huge defense for stalling. 2 Junk Warriors, pretty good, like 2100 attack, level 5, and he gains attack for level 2, all level 2 monsters. Level 2 or lower monsters on your side of the field. A Black Rose Dragon, level 7, and this is like a last ditch effort to destroy all monsters, all cards in the field when you have nothing else to do, pretty much. Iron Chain Dragon. This guy is severely ignored. I've seen a lot of deck profiles, and this guy is none of them. But Iron Chain Dragon has a wicked effect. Whenever he deals damage to your opponent has to send 3 cards from the top of their deck to the graveyard, and he has 2500 attack, so if you give him something that deals piercing and like Fairy Meteor Crush or whatever, this card can do lots of good damage to your opponent's deck and start milling them like crazy. Like combine this with the shooting star bow seal, which lets him attack directly, and the dual sword trice, I think, and so he can attack twice per turn and attack directly. And by the end of your turn, your opponent will have to like take 1,000 damage and send 6 cards from the top of their deck to the graveyard, which is really good to screw them up. Stardust Dragon, pretty much in every deck, good effect, good staple. Gaia Knight, Force of the Earth, no effect, but 2600 attack and is a warrior. Colossal Fighter, the crown jewel of this deck, powers up for every warrior in the graveyard, and not just yours, in the graveyard, so it's pretty good. Red Dragon Archfiend, good, like super blast monster, whatever, 3000 attack, and you can destroy all defense position monsters when he attacks. And then Majestic Star Dragon and Majestic Red Dragon. So basically, like, the point of this deck is to get warriors, synchro them or whatever, get them, use them, put them in the graveyard, and just finish the deal off with Colossal Fighter and his older brother Assault Mode dude. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Personally, I think this is a good deck. And I would like to test it out on you guys on YouTube. So if you guys want to duel over Skype or Uvu or whatever, yeah, I challenge you. You challenge me. We'll get together and we'll see who's better. So, and yeah, bye bye.